Okay, now the bottom part where the shoes are with the straw is done. The hands and the gloves is done. Now we're going to put a couple of these little, just to give it some, we're just going to put a couple of these little notches in for the elbow here, just 2 or 3. Nothing crazy. Alright, and right here we're going to take care of some details. Let me take these magnifiers off. We're going to come down here and cut that out. We're going to start spraying this because we're going to do the pumpkin yet. Let's do that first. I'm interested in doing the pumpkin. What I'm going to do is, I did 3 lines. One here, and one there. So all we're going to do is we're going to notch those in a V-cut. Alright? Just a V-cut. Like I said, you can put an awful lot of thought into the actual carving itself. You know, it really will. Let me do this back here because I can't see where that line is. There it is. I'll be right back here. There we go. Have that notched in. This is notched in. And right here is another little notch. One, and I turn it over. I'll notch it out. And we're going to bring this down and around right there. Okay? I'm going to take that out right there. Let me do this back here where I can see it. So when you use that water solution like I did, sometimes when you cut it you can't always see exactly where it was. But this is the pumpkin. Okay, and then up here we have these little lines that go up and down the stem. Very tiny little lines, but we're going to put them in anyway. Give it some extra detail. Like I said, you can put as much detail as you want. You don't need to do this, but I think it will look nice because they have that little grain running up and down on that. Alright, so that's pretty well it for the pumpkin, the hands. We're going to start some of the patches right now. I'm going to put one here. I have these marked already. All we're going to do is a little V-cut on either side and then cut that out like so. Alright, and then we're going to take it a little further here, overlap it just a little bit, and then you can paint your little black lines on it and make these different colors. You can also use a V-tool, it would work just as well. Okay, that's one patch. We're going to put another patch over here. I had that marked. And you can do some of the effects with the paint if you like. You can paint them on if you want. If you don't want to carve this, that's entirely up to you. I think they look nicer if you carve them. And you can put little notches on the outside. You can either paint those on or you can do them later. I'll show you just like little notches like what you did up here. Just put a little notch here and there. It shows like a stitching going across. We're going to do one up on the hat, but we're going to finish this up yet. We're going to put 2 lines like so, and finish off this bib overall a little bit. So what we're going to do is just going to take that out a little bit right there. And we're going to, because it overlaps a little bit, we're going to put that underneath. Alright, and then we're going to put a little notch at the top. They have like a little buckle there. Alright, just like so. We're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to put a little notch. And this comes up a little bit. And the detail that you put in there, you can, like I said, you can paint it or you can put it on your own if you want. I always think it looks nicer if you try to carve it on. I'm going to put these little notches, like 2 little notches like so, on each one to show. And I'll put a little piece of little paint on it. Shows like they're stitched on. Just like so. Alright. You get the idea. They're sewn on. This is why I like to use a knife over a V-tool. A lot of times you can get a clearer, crisper cut, because on a V-tool, a lot of times it's not actually a very divine cut. It's a little bit of a gouge look to it. You know, if you look at the hair, you see it's a straight gouge. The very bottom part is usually not completely square on these. They have a little bit of a curvature to them, so when you go to do something like this, you'll see you won't get these little crisp lines, but you'll get these kind of a dull line when you push them across. So where was I? I was doing these little guys. Okay. Do top and bottom. We're going to put another one on the hat. I'll show you where. And that's pretty well it. We have most of the stuff done. I'm going to fuss over it a little bit, maybe do the details a little more refined. Like the buckle up here, I might put another row in between here when I go to paint this, but that looks pretty good. That's pretty well the way it will look when we go. Oh, there's a couple on the elbows too here, so what you want to do is bring this down. This wasn't brought around enough. Here we go. And you're going to just put a line, a little V-cut. It'll be a little bit of a challenge to go ahead and paint all this, simply because there's so many little details to it. Alright, I'm going to keep going with the patches and the little notches I need to put in. I'm going to put 1 on the hat or 2 on the hat yet, on either of the sleeves, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like right before we paint it. Alright, we'll be right back.